You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. We help church leaders protect their people and property with wisdom and clarity. If you've ever opened an insurance renewal and felt like you were reading a foreign language, today's episode is for you. Paul felt that way in Austin. He's a faithful church leader who takes stewardship seriously. When his church's insurance renewal arrived, he did what responsible leaders do. He tried to understand it. But the deeper he read, the more confused he became. Deductibles, replacement cost, exclusions, endorsements. It felt less like financial planning and more like decoding something ancient. What bothered Paul most wasn't the price. It was the uncertainty. He couldn't confidently say whether his church was actually protected from the kind of weather Texas delivers without warning. And when insurance language creates confusion, it quietly erodes confidence. That's not how stewardship is supposed to feel. Church property insurance matters because churches aren't just buildings. They're gathering places, ministry hubs, and anchors in their communities. When a storm hits, a fire breaks out, or vandalism happens, the church doesn't just lose bricks and mortar. The church's mission gets interrupted. People get displaced. Momentum slows. And yet, insurance companies often explain coverage in a way that feels intentionally inaccessible. Property insurance for churches is still business property insurance, even though churches are nonprofit organizations. That matters because coverage terms are written for commercial risks, not ministry realities. When you don't understand how claims are settled or whether your policy pays replacement cost or depreciated value, you don't know what financial risk your church is actually carrying. Paul's church, like many across Texas, sits in a region where hailstorms are common and severe. One deductible decision could mean the difference between a manageable repair and a devastating financial hit. Those details aren't technicalities, they're stewardship decisions. As Paul worked with one of our church insurance specialists, something changed. The conversation shifted away from jargon and toward understanding. Instead of starting with policy language, we started with how the church actually operates, what buildings they use, what equipment they rely on, what events they host, what risks they truly face. Once the language was stripped away, the right coverage became clearer. That's the heart of our True Texas Church Insurance program. It isn't about selling a package, it's about translating risk into plain language so church leaders can make wise, confident decisions. When coverage fits the church, insurance stops feeling like a necessary evil and starts feeling like protection. If insurance language has ever kept you from feeling confident about your church's coverage, you're not alone, and you don't have to figure it out on your own. At Insurance for Texans, we have helped hundreds of Texas churches to navigate the ever-changing Texas insurance landscape. Reach out to our team at insurancefortexans.com. And if you would like to get a broader overview of Texas church insurance in general, get a copy of our book, The Promise of Certainty, at thepromiseofcertainty.com. I'm Ron Wadley, and this has been Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. Until next time, remember, church insurance may seem confusing until you talk to an expert.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.